Welcome back to the SMT YouTube channel. Folks, we got big news out of Verizon. Alright, I'm going to give you guys kind of like the quick, modified version of these like longer stories. That's what we do here. We try to consolidate it, save you time, and give you kind of some perspectives and my commentary on the news. Verizon and SBA Communications have announced formally and officially long-term agreements to expand the network and drive efficiencies. Now, these are terms that get thrown around a lot. Like, in order to impress investors and to keep their confidence in you as a company, you've got to scream efficiency, right? You've got to make sure that they understand that you are going to do more with less, produce more revenues without spending as much. And this particular deal, designed to be favorable to Verizon, is providing framework and network flexibility for 5G deployments. So what we're talking about here is Verizon is probably looking at moving away from some competitors who either have been expensive in the past or currently, or maybe the new renewals are expensive and Verizon doesn't want to renew with them. So they're looking for optionality, and that's what they're getting with SBA Communications. Now, SBA just reported earnings and things are looking rosy and things look favorable for them. So Verizon teaming up with them for this makes a lot of sense, right? That's going to obviously be good for those investors and owners of shares as well. So the way I see this is very simple. Verizon is exploring opportunities to drive down the cost of owning and operating their network, which typically what they have to do is set up lease deals to put their radios and antennas on the steel in the air, on the rooftop sites, on the poles, where they put all of that gear, the RAN, the radio access network equipment. And then that's the stuff that communicates with your phones. Now, the way I've seen it is Verizon probably doesn't mind exploring options to move towers. Remember, Verizon's network was built many, many years ago, right? We're talking about the 2G and 3G days. And a lot of those towers have been the same towers for a long time. Now, they've built towers since then, and they've co-located with other sites. But what I'm saying is, I don't think Verizon's opposed to moving sites if it means they're going to pay less for rents and get into more ideal financial situations. So I think that's the main driving force here. It's improving operations, right? So you're looking at OpEx, driving down costs. But I also think there's a part of this where Verizon can evaluate tower placement and they can improve signal quality, make it more uniform. Because, see, back in the day, it was calling only. And then things opened up with text messaging. That doesn't really require much throughput. That's an old network plan. And what Verizon has had to do is they've had to densify. But now what they can do with this is they can explore options to move towers, to relocate to towers, get better deals, and make their network a little bit more uniform in terms of where towers are placed. And they could possibly even enhance not only their owners' economics, not only their operational expending, but the network performance can be explored in this too. There's a lot of versions of this that are actually, there's upside and positivity. And I think the downside is, if things get too expensive to operate a site, do carriers just shut down the site and try to find another location? Well, I don't think Verizon's in the business of shutting down towers until they have another option, until they have a solution. So I don't think they're going to do that. They've got frontline, they've got first responders on their network. They've got government agency accounts and enterprise accounts. It's probably not going to happen, but you could see some shaking and some moving and some modifications to the Verizon network. That is definitely a possibility. But you guys can let me know what you think about this. I don't really see how there's downside to this. This all seems positive in my opinion. I think maybe the legacy, deals that they had with American Tower and these other companies, maybe those are in question. I know the relationship between Crown Castle and Verizon isn't as great as it used to be. So maybe some of that is there. Verizon is heavily invested into Vertical Bridge as an owner and investor. So maybe the way forward for Verizon is exploring more of these SBA situations, Vertical Bridge investments, and exploring better rates and better scalable deals. But let me know what you guys think here. And like I said, I think there's an opportunity for things to get better for both the customer and for the company. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Like, share, and subscribe. Check out some more videos. We'll see you guys soon on the next one.